Hey guys, this is Kimiko. Welcome back to another Pokemon Violet's Wonderlocke episode. This time we're starting off the Blueberry Elite Four and expecting many a loss. But for now, we are taking on Crispin. He is the one that's at the lowest level, so it does make sense to do this one first. I think it's also the only one that I stand a chance right now of not losing a Pokemon to. And even then, that might be a little bit sketchy because his strats are pretty good for dealing with his weakness. It's also the longest trial, and the only one that is mandatory to do battles with using the party that I currently have. So, all of these things together kind of mean that we just want to take him on early, make sure that we can get this stuff out of the way. He is level 79 as a level cap here. Everything I have is 76 or 77 at this point because I've realized I sort of need to close the level gap here. There's a lot of EV training as well as held items on these ones. So not only is doubles like more difficult to beat in the first place, but yeah, these guys are kind of going to be more of a hassle with the stuff here. So we're pulling out as many stops as I can with it. I do have Fake Out on the couple of Pokemon now that can use it. I know I never actually found something with Fake Out, unfortunately, but again, we kind of need to go all out with our stuff here. So Salazzle and Blastoise both have the move. They should be pretty useful overall, and hopefully we'll be able to deal with it. So, yeah, what we're doing here is finding all of the spicy ingredients and then making the big sandwiching, which is just annoying. I don't know. I don't like having to do the bit with this. But the main thing is that we need to beat 3 different trainers here. We can technically only have to beat 2 of them, but you have to pay to skip the other one, and I don't really want to do that. So yeah, beating all 3 of them is what we're going to do here. So yeah, everything's a double battle. Camera up to Electros is a really cool combination of stuff to do here. Honestly, kind of forgot about this one. This is going to be a bit more of a hassle than I thought, but it's fine. If we go Muddy Water plus the Fake Out on Electros here, I think we'll be fine. Because the cool thing with this is Discharge plus Earthquake, right? Luckily, we do hit both targets, so the camera up is going to go down dead easy, and we can just double up on the Electros here next turn. So yeah, I forgot about the discharge being a thing here, but luckily it doesn't really matter that much because we'll just take it on with our double hits here regardless. Yeah, cool. So I don't know, double battle stuff, you could do all sorts of fun strategies with it. It's why we like these things. Hopefully we just don't miss our Muddy Waters in these fights when they count, because yeah, that would be kind of a problem. But yeah, we have to trade this with somebody else, because potato salad, not exactly spicy, but we have to trade that later on. We do get full healed after each of these fights as well, so that helps. This is the guy that is like, I'm a super trainer, so don't fight me, pay me instead. And I'm like, you know what? That is assuming he's ever going to turn around. I think he was in the middle of a cycle there. So yeah, I'll battle you. We'll make this work somehow, buddy. I mean, I think the Fake Out combination stuff should be good here. So he claims to be super good because he is a user of Sunny Day strategies. So he's like, yeah, I'm super strong and I can win because of that. But thankfully, I don't think that is going to be the case yet, because his Torkoal doesn't have Drought, which is a huge misstep in my humble opinion. It's not as if they can't have hidden abilities, some of the Pokemon actually do, as we go forward, so it's not as if they couldn't have done that, but they chose not to here, and that makes this a much slower setup-based thing here. So Magmar coming on in. Magmar also has Sunny Day, I think. It has Scorching Sands too, which is super effective against the Tentacle, but Tentacle's special defense is so high that I don't think I really have much to worry about from it. Muddy Water does double connect, which is really good. Actually gonna take out the Torkoal in one shot. Super nice to see that. Magmar is gonna be faster than Blastoise though, because I didn't boost its speed by EVs. So, and even if I did, I think Magmar could be trained faster. Probably wouldn't be, but it could be. So Water Pledge takes it out, and then the last thing is Vileplume, the other one of the Chlorophyll users here. So we should be okay against that. We do have Ice Beam as well, and we have an Assault Vest on Kevin, so I think we should be good to go there. Just double Ice Beam here should be fine. Assuming we get the Confusion proc to go our way, which we do not, so single Ice Beam will hopefully be alright. Blastoise is not that powerful though, so I wouldn't be surprised if it survives. It does by a decent margin. And Giga Drain, not very effective when it's a neutral damage attack. I do have Clear Body instead of Liquid Ooze, so it does get a little bit of healing, but again, we're faster than Vileplume when it's outside in the sun, so even if we didn't get the Ice Beam off there, it doesn't really matter. So that's 2 of the fights down. Crit totally mattered. That's 2 of the fights down, so good stuff there. Then we have 1 more to do, and then just a bunch of chatting with everyone to get the correct stuff over, and we will be fine. It's a whole lot of pain, yo! God damn it. The puns in this are kind of on point, but I still groan at them at this point, so yeah, now. So there we go. We get ourselves that one, and then I forget who the other one that we have to fight is. Is it you? No, you want eggs, so we have to trade, and I believe you are also, yeah, you're also a trade, and you will be too. So let's go find, is it over here? Yeah, I think it's you, right? Yeah, do you want mayonnaise or share some? Only if you could defeat me, let's go! It's May on now. One thing you would see if you do the fights in the terrarium as a whole, you'll see the different Pokeball throwing animations and stuff as well now. And it's, hey, it's a double Pyro action! I think we should be fine to just go Muddy Water. I will fake out one of them just to try and make sure that we don't take too much potential damage here. Because like Hyper Voice would be kind of dangerous. But luckily we are hitting Muddy Waters during these early turns, so we will just take them both down. I didn't want to go overboard with like learning stuff, but honestly, like, you've got to pull out all the stops at this point. I may have underestimated you. Yeah, you kind of have to go all in at this stage if you don't want to just lose everything. So spread the word, So, no sour feelings. Yeah, so it's like, that's clearly not the end goal with it here. You can't change Pokemon in the middle of the challenge. You can just see what your ingredients are. So, that's something to keep in mind. Yep, so this guy wants the potato salad, and we will get 3 different ingredients for that. Onion, cucumber, and the ham stuff. Prosciutto, prosciutto, whatever. Chili or ketchup, what do you think of that? Lovely green cucumbers, I think we just got some of them, right? So, yeah. We'll get that traded over. And then you want the mayonnaise, so we will give you that. 3 whole ingredients, egg, olive oil, and vinegar, which we then need to take over this side. You want eggs, so we will trade for the chorizo, which is as very spicy as is, big spicy sausage stuff. 2 whole ingredients, huh? So we'll get the jalapeno, second one of those if we trade away the ham stuff and the olive oil. And then the last one is the mustard. So we trade the vinegar for the mustard. And that is all of the ingredient stuff. So then we have to go speak here and make the sandwich. I think you can get away without all of the stuff. But if you want to make absolute sure that you have this done right, then you just need to use everything that we have. So, all of the stuff, the fiery pick, goes in here. And we just need to plant it all on without any of it falling off. So, the sausages can go over there. The jalapenos, might as well just go on this end. Just try and make sure nothing slips away. And then the onion can go in between here. Is it a well-balanced sandwich? Absolutely not. You can skip putting the bread on the top. There's actually a different thing of text that comes in from that. So we will skip that because it's funny. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Get all of the spicy stuff on here. And all of his Magmortars are judging as well, because of course they are. And he's like, whoa, look at my face! My face is all pink now. Oh. And so yeah, we get ourselves a thing. We don't get any meal powers, because that's not the point of all of this bit here. Even the spiciest of souls will be wowed by the spiciness you just delivered. Ha ha ha. Bit surprised you didn't put the bread on top though. Is that about the thing? Yeah, it's called keep the ingredients on the sandwich. Yep, we passed it, and yeah, that's the whole trial. I don't know. I mean, I've gotten a bit quicker at doing this one, but I still find it sort of annoying because you've just got to go to all of the people in the right order and stuff. And I just never fully remember who needs to go where. So yeah, right. It is time to face you in a battle, but we do have to change our team around first because I'm not quite ready with the stuff that I have here. I do not need all of the stuff. I need some different mons in here as well. So, first of all, we're bringing in the Arcanine. I think we want Salazzle up front, actually, as the other one here. Again, fake out use in the opening turns. I do want access to Hydreigon. That can go over there. Because Hydreigon's Earth Power is really good here. Earth Power and potentially Dark Pulse. I have priority with you, so that is pretty good. And also the Assault Vest is nice there. And I feel like, as much as I really want to bring this Duder, the Garganacl, honestly, the unfortunate thing is most of his Pokemon have got super effective coverage against it, outside of exactly the first two, and I think I want to make sure that I outspeed with the first ones. That's why Arcanine is going to be the pick here. I think Garganacl's Rock Slide would be perfectly fine to deal with them, although it's not nearly as powerful because it's not infested, so maybe it wouldn't be as good, but it just, like, the typing just doesn't work out. And there's a lot of special hits that it gets very badly damaged by as well, like Earth Power and Focus Blast later on in the fight. Could still work, but it's not quite there, I don't think. So I reckon another priority user should make sure that I don't lose much here. That is the hope. Yeah, I think this should be okay. I'm not fully convinced, but we just have to go at it and try at this point, I think. So let's go. We're prepped up as much as we can be. Cracking up the heat, indeed. The main thing we need to do is stop him using Sunny Day. Would be the first port of call. Because yeah, some history, huh? I could have bought Altaria actually as the other one I was considering. Everything's so complicated. Just get over yourselves. He's a very simple dude. Battle because I want to battle. Yeah, I think Altaria instead of Veluza could have been the pick here as well. Just as the heads up sort of play with it. I think, because Altaria I did actually put Cloud9 on at this point, so it would have negated the weather effects if it did come up. So could have maybe done that too, but whatever. Time to start battling, indeed. So, our first turn here, we are going to Rock Slide and fake out the Talonflame so that it doesn't get to... it's got a Focus Sash for one, but also it doesn't get to do Sunny Day here. And now Rock Slide is going to double connect. It doesn't get close to KOing Rotom, but there's nothing I could do that would make it KO Rotom, so we just have to put up with that. But that's totally fine, because Rotom can go down next turn, no problem. And it doesn't really have a good move to use against us here. I think Thunderbolt would be the best, but the flinch is perfect to start off with here. Alright, Camerupt is a problem, admittedly. We do need to probably swap out of that. So let's go... Let's see. Probably best to bring you in. Yeah, probably, because I don't really want to accidentally eat a Thunderbolt here either. Yeah, let's... But the thing is, you're not going to KO Camera up next turn, is the problem. Maybe we do just bring in like one of the Assault Vest users here. Because if I go bring in you and Protect... Because I expect the Camerupt is going to want to Earth Power. She may... it's not a female Camerupt. The Rotom may double up on Salazzle here. That is kind of the hope. Because, I mean, Thunderbolt could be reasonably effective as well, though. That's the problem with both of these being 4 times Ground Weak, is that this attack could kind of go anywhere. And I'm hoping that it goes into Salazzle, because it'd be more likely to see the KO there. Thunderbolt goes into Salazzle, that much is good. So if the Camerupt goes like not Protector, if it goes in as well, yes, perfect. Okay. They could Crispin could have easily gone the other way too, and it would have been very dangerous. From here, I think Water Pledge and Sludge Bomb should be enough to get a double knockout here. Oh, it's not! Okay, jeez, that is more tanky than I thought. Anyway, Assault Vest is going to come in quite handy here. Water Pledge is 4 times super effective, so that will be enough to get the KO here, which is nice. A little bit more damage than I would have liked, though. So, Magmortar coming down in here. This does have access to Sunny Day as well, and is probably going to want to try and set it up here. Unfortunately, it's going to get the chance to as well, because I don't have access to stopping that. So, now we're going to have to try and play around that for the rest of the fight. So how do we go about doing that? Hydreigon seems like a pretty reasonable switch in here. I think that's going to be fine. And honestly, we'd most likely just KO the Rotom here, I think. Just take out the Rotom before it gets to do anything else too dangerous. Just accept that Sunny Day is going up. It's possible also that Magmortar just Thunderbolts, because it sees the super effective hit, so it is also possible we get in on a resist here, and we get away with this turn. But I imagine because Sunny Day's not set up yet, that's what it wants to do, so... Unfortunate, but the Executor that comes on in here is not a Chlorophyll user, it is a Harvest one, so... we do have that going for us. Now, Magmortar doesn't have anything that can hit Hydreigon, and neither does Executor, so Hydreigon is very safe here. Leech Seed would be the only thing that could be remotely troublesome, but I have a feeling because of our Psychic weakness that they're going to double up on the Salazzle again here. So, as a result of that, we probably want to take a swing at the... want to take a swing at one of them, I just don't know which one exactly. Let's go Earth Power on the Magmortar here, I think, and just Protect. This should be fine, I think. Yeah, so Earth Power comes on in here, there will be a 2-shot. It has a Passo Berry as well, this thing, so... And yeah, they're seeing the Psychic weakness and are going for the double shot here, right? Yeah, Psychic and Psy-Shot. Perfect! That's pretty good. The only catch now is I don't particularly want to KO something before I get access to Fake Out again. Because I really want to make sure that the last one goes down in one hit, but I don't really see a way of doing that with what we have access to. So... maybe we just swing here. Use Sludge Bomb, get the KO on Magmortar, and then Dark Pulse the Executor. I have a feeling that's not going to KO it, but I do have Focus Sash, so I would be okay with that aspect. So I think that's what we're going to do. Let's go for the Dark Pulse. Maybe we could get the flinch. 20% on that. Does use its berry, and it's going to get its berry back 100% of the time thanks to Harvest. This is something we actually used ourselves as well. No, we don't get the flinch, but Psyshock does come on in here. Does bring us down to the Sash, which is troublesome, but that's fine. And then Harvest comes on in, gets its berry back. Didn't eat it because it's above half health still. And Blaziken, the Terastalization Pokemon, is the last one. Blaziken is a problem because it does have not only Speed Boost, but it has Focus Blast as well. So it might it wipe out Hydreigon in one hit? Hydreigon is pretty bulky, and like my hope would be that it doesn't KO it in one go, but I have a feeling it might, which is not good at all. I can't give up Salazzle because I need Fake Out in the future fights, so I absolutely have to switch it out here. Which means I think the plan... There isn't really a good one, is the problem. So part of what I want to do... There's 2 turns of Sun left, okay. Part of what I want to do is swap out to Blastoise and Protect, because I don't think we're getting doubled up on the Hydreigon slot. But then the problem is I don't have enough stuff that can KO the Blaziken, right? The alternative would be to swap out into Blastoise and like Dark Pulse, and then I'm risking that Focus Blast is going to just one-shot me, but I think that's the best play because I kind of need access to... I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be Blastoise, it could be Azumarill here. I need access to stronger stuff to take on the... I need to KO this stupid Exeggutor because it has Solar Beam, and I can't protect against that long enough, so I think we do swap in this way. Like I said, I have to preserve the Salazzle here, so the hope really has got to be that we don't get just like one shot in from Focus Blast here. I will be faster on the first turn because I max invested Timid, so I should easily get the knockout on the Exeggutor here. The question really is just like how much damage does this thing do to Hydreigon? Hydreigon is pretty bulky, but it is a stab Focus Blast, so I am risking a fair bit here, but I just don't really see a better way around this, because that Exeggutor has to go down this turn. Stone Edge is the move that came in, trying to hit the... I don't know why Stone Edge was the thing, I know it's super effective, but like, yeah, that was definitely not the right call. So because of that, I think we should just win here. We switch in, it does have Shadow Claw, but we switch into Veluza here, because Focus Blast on the Hydreigon is the move that makes the most sense here. And then despite the Sun, we will just Liquidation, do as much as we can. There's no way that Azumarill goes down here. Maybe I could have just Protected, actually. There's no way Azumarill goes down here, so we should just win. Again, the Azumarill has got the thing. Focus Blast also just misses, so we definitely got a bit lucky in this one. There was a 30% flinch on turn 1 that helped out a fair bit, and then we've obviously just kind of mishacked our way through. But I will say, neither of those misses actually mattered, because there's no way Azumarill was going to take that much from Stone Edge, and there's not any way that Veluza was taking very much from a resisted Focus Blast. So neither of those actually mattered, but it still helps, right? It's still nice. Now you might see our levels are already fairly high up from that, and that is a bit of a problem, because with every other one of these Elite Four members being level 80, and even then, only level 82 is where Kieran gets to, it's a bit difficult to keep everyone in check for this. Luckily though, virtually none of the rest of the battles here will, none of the rest of the trials involve any battles. The one that does is Drayton, but it also doesn't involve Pokemon that we already have here. It involves ones that we caught in the Terraria. So the only one that matters for is Electabuzz, and Electabuzz is not high enough level for me to worry about that. So yeah, We also get the TM for Temper Flare. This is the Stomping Tantrum equivalent in fire terms. So if your last move failed for whatever reason, then you get to do double power with this, so that's pretty good. It does not work if your move gets protected though. I always seem to forget about that, but yeah. No clue of how to manage the temperature of anything besides when I'm cooking. Yep, he's a very simple dude. Uh-huh. So we win this one handily, thankfully. We had a lot of stuff that was good against the fire type, but you can see with the Executor and also with the Sunny Day Rotom type stuff at the beginning, yo, champ in the making. It's not trivial to beat these guys. They do have at least something which goes against their weaknesses. He's just super straightforward. Indeed, indeed. It's part of his charm, for sure. Yep. Those were the days. Uh-huh. Might just be the one we need to shake things up in the League Cup. Fair enough. The Elite 3 remains. You're probably next, buddy, because I think you might be the one that I can take on easiest out of the rest of them here. However, as you saw, that was a photo, so we do get a couple of Pokemon still before we finish this off. So let's go ahead, change our stuff over, and grab ourselves our newest encounter. Maybe it could be something useful for these fights, or possibly it is, dare I say, just another warm body. I hope not, because I really don't want to be sacrificing things in this. I don't know what I need against Kieran yet, and I still haven't any idea how I'm beating Terapagos. So something still needs to change when it comes to that bit. But that is something we will work out as we go. For now, we will just take our victory, and we will go ahead. Yeah, oh, hey, the Grand Challenge 2, the Grand Challenge 1 even coming on in for 2026. How about that? Yeah, no, what? Let's just quickly see what the deal with that is. What regulation is this in? It is dun, 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 dun. Set of Pokemon will not be used. It does not say, does it? Oh, did I just miss it at the top? No. Well, I guess we will have to go ahead and... Oh, no, it does. Regulation set H. I could play this. We'll see. I don't know. And yeah, there was several many victories for the Chien-Pao, so we do get access to that as well. Just some little timekeeping, I guess, on the stuff over here. Let's go ahead and do our surprise trade. Do I even have anything that's like, you know, thingy to trade at this point? Oh yeah, that's my Trick Room. I got a Trick Room one of the thingies, like, for no reason. The Trick Room Igglybuff. It just happened. It was very silly. Yeah, I do still have the Nimbles, so let's go ahead and trade that. And we will see what we get. Do we get anything useful? Do we get anything hacked that we have to get rid of? Let's find out right now. What do we get here? It's an actual name, so that's a reasonable start. We have... That is definitely hacked, unfortunately. I am sad, although I also... Well, okay, you know what? Hold up. Hold up. Don't judge it until you've actually seen it. Hold the phone. That's level 34. That's legit. Whoa. Okay. First of all, what? That is just a legit shiny that they caught. Unfortunately, I mean, there's obviously some some historical meaning with the name I don't know, but that is somebody legitimately trading a shiny away on the stuff. Wow. Okay. Consider me stunned because I'm like, why? But also, it's Breloom, and Breloom is one of my favorite mons of like all time. I unfortunately do not think it's going to be particularly great because the stuff that we have left, basically everything can hit it for super effective. Unfortunately, Breloom's got like 6 weaknesses, which is a real shame. But that is absurd. Somebody actually legit trading shiny, proper shiny away online. It's 2 IV too, which is, I know its special attack is one of them, but it's got 31 in attack too. Crazy. Alright. I will have to ask my Discord what to do about this, because does this fall under the shiny clause technically? I don't know. I will ask them and we'll see. If it does, then we'll addendum this with an extra encounter, but I don't know. This is kind of nuts. But for now, this has been GamerCow playing Pokemon Violets, the Blueberry Wonderlocke at this point. Next time round, I think we're going to take on Drayton and hope to not lose too many Pokemon to it. Till next time, take care. Okay, after having a chat with my Discord, we have concluded this is legitimate and should count towards the shiny clause, so surprisingly, we go again. I really didn't expect to ever be able to do something like that in this series, but I suppose we found enough actual shinies in the wild that it's not too surprising we somehow find one off a surprise trade as well. What are the odds, seriously? Anyway, let's see what Spencer will give us here, and see if there is anything cool. It is... Dealing. Alright, more grass types, that's kind of funny. I used Swordsbuck in my very first playthrough of the game, so this is kind of neat in its own right. I don't think I have one of these that's IV bred or anything, so I'm going to have to work on that. I think there is a reasonable chance that this could be usable. I'm trying to think, because we have Steel, Dragon, and Fairy as the main typings left for it. There might be a place for something like this. We'll have to see. But for now, will do it nicely. So yeah, already said the outro stuff, extra bit here. See you guys in the next part.